Hi, Aries. Hope you guys are doing really well. My name is Brian. I am your queer psychic bestie, and I have a reading for you guys today. This is going to be a monthly forecast for the month of October for the sign of Aries. So, if you have Aries anywhere in your chart, maybe you just vibe with Aries, you could be a cross watcher, whatever the case, this reading may resonate with you. As always, this is the internet, so do take what resonates and leave what does not. Aries, I do apologize. This reading is a few days late. The reason it is late is just because my life got really busy out of nowhere. So, that's just why there's been a little bit of a delay here, okay? Aries, we are also doing a Celtic Cross Tarot spread for you guys today. It is the largest spread I know. It gives me the widest view of your month, and we are going to be talking about everything. So, let's get all the cards out, and then we will be diving right into it. Okay, interesting. The name Jennifer just came through. Jennifer? You could be Jennifer. Maybe you know a Jennifer. I'm not really sure. But maybe you live on Jennifer Street? Who knows? Let's see. 2 more cards. Thank you. Oh, what a lovely outcome. I love that. Okay, Aries. Love this. I also got some spooky nails going on. So we've got a spooky set, but also kind of cute. So, all right. Aries, I feel like this is going to be a spicy reading because even before I sat down and I was planning on filming this, I've been like hot. So we'll see what that means for you, Aries. Let's dive in. Bottom of the deck represents your challenge because it represents what you're not seeing, what you're not looking at. We've got the Knight of Swords, we've got the Four of Cups, and we've got the Four of Swords. Okay, Aries, it feels like your challenge for the month of October is, it's almost apathy. I feel like for a lot of you guys here with the Four of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Knight of Swords, you may be trying to move like quickly in your world, like pick up speed or go a specific direction, but I feel like you're being... it's almost like anchored down by your own apathy here. Sorry, I'm eating my beard. You know, I feel like with the Four of Cups and this Knight of Swords, some of you could have people around you that are a bit sharp right now. Knight of Swords is not a very pleasant energy. It's someone who picks a fight for fun, is a bit abrasive, just argumentative, sort of down to the wire. And it feels like with the Four of Cups, it almost feels like some of you guys have this wall up of between you and people that are this way, and it feels like it's bleeding over into the rest of your world right now. Like the apathy is a defense mechanism for whoever, whatever it is that you're sort of up against right now, but it's bleeding over into the rest of the world, and you're bringing those traits with you into arenas that should not have them, right? So let's dive in. Let's see what's going on. You start right off the bat with the Empress. So some of you could be mothers. Some of you, you know, may have a mother wound that we're going to be talking about here. But the Empress is the mother of the tarot. It's the divine feminine. We're talking about issues of femininity here, but we're also talking about standing in our power. When we're in an Empress energy, we're in an energy of receiving, reception. Is, you know, is the universe going to bring me what I want right now? That's the energy of the Empress. So what's interesting is I don't normally pay attention to this on the card, so they're pointing it out for me for a reason. There's a lot of butterflies. Like the butterflies here, my guides are bringing me immediately to the butterflies. So butterflies could be a sign for you or like a symbol. Pay attention to butterflies in your life right now. But it feels like some of you you're waiting to receive. The reason I say that is because your crossing card, which is either a help or a hindrance in the Celtic cross, the cross is the Hanged Man. So you could have Pisces in your chart. Hanged Man is a card of Pisces, but it feels like this is a help for you, Aries. I don't feel like this is you being impatient. I actually feel like this is you being quite patient. I feel like a lot of you guys are in this, again, energy of I'm waiting for what's right for me. But it's also, I think that's the energy you started in, is the energy of like, okay, well, when it's meant to appear, it's going to appear. And now, like I said, because of our challenge, we're showing up as a little bit, I'm hearing it, I'm going to say it, short-sighted. That's the word my guides are giving me here. We're showing up a little short-sighted. We're showing up a little bit like not in tune with what's actually going on, or what we need to be in tune with right now. But let's get these clarifiers rolling out and see what's going on. One more, please. Okay, so we're definitely feeling a little stuck. When cards don't come out, it means that the energy around you is a bit stagnant. Ace of Wands, Two of Cups, and then the Page of Pentacles. Okay. Some of you may be finding that you have new inspiration hitting you this month, or new ideas. There's almost this feeling here of, the way I'm hearing it is, it doesn't have to be this way. I think a lot of you guys are looking at the world around you, looking at the cycles that you're in, and recognizing that, oh wait, like, I don't have to operate like this. I don't have to be this way. And I feel like with the Ace of Wands and the Two of Cups, again, some of you are looking for stronger connections than the ones that you're in. And this doesn't have to be romantic. Two of Cups is a soul connection energy. But as we know, with the soul connection, it doesn't have to be romantic. That can be work, it can be family. So it feels like, again, also with that page, the Page of Pentacles here, this could be work for a lot of you. You're sort of, October is highlighting to you that it doesn't have to be that way, that you don't have to be disconnected from everything around you, right? Because in your headspace here, you've got the Nine of Pentacles. So Nine of Pentacles in the headspace is like self-sufficiency, being able to give freely. She has Six Pentacles behind her. She's giving away three. It's a like self-mastery card, right? And so I feel like with this in your headspace, some of you may be also coming into the conclusion that maybe you've sacrificed a lot for money. Like the way I'm hearing it is like you've put a lot of things on hold for money. And I think you're realizing now, coming out of this, that that's not really the best move for you right now. Of course, we need money to survive. We exist in capitalism. But, you know, is it the be-all, end-all? You know, obviously, I will remind you guys, this does not... The questions about money always kind of fall out of place when we're talking about I can't meet my most basic needs. If we're struggling meeting our basic needs, we're having a different conversation, okay? This is not one of those conversations. Why is the energy so stagnant around you, Aries? King of Pentacles, Four of Cups again. And then the Two of Pentacles. A lot of you are just frozen here. You know, it's like I'm hearing frozen in fear. With the Two of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups, I think all of you, I'm going to call someone out here. I'm hearing that you've deluded yourself into believing that money makes you happy. But I think also some of you have to ask yourself, is money the escapism? You know, the way my guides are saying this to me is it's always a really big red flag if we feel like we have to escape from our own life, right? If I feel like I have to run away from my world, that's no bueno. That's not a good move, right? So with this King of Pentacles and the Four of Cups here, I think it's like the way my guys are saying this to me is kind of funny because we're talking about work and they're telling you it's time to clock back in. But I almost feel like clock in with yourself, clock in with your shift at your own needs, you know, with your higher self, with your inner world. This is a moment of checking back in with the self this month. That's what this is really looking like to me. Because in your physical world, you've got the Ace of Cups. So you may find that there's new love around you right now. You may find that you're very love-focused, very focused on the love that people are giving you, the adoration. Ace of Cups can also be new love. So this could be someone new entering the field. But It's almost like, again, there's a lot of running away here, Aries. Yeah, you have death on the bottom of the deck here. I feel like some of you guys are scared to face yourselves. Death in the moon. Yeah, for sure. That's a really big, like, fear of change, fear of the unknown. And I think a lot of you guys are hesitant to really see yourself, you know, because if you do, you have to confront the things that you're putting off here. Sorry, I'm just readjusting. And I think that's what this is really about. You know, with the Ace of Cups, I think this is a test of, like, can I love myself through it? Magician in the reverse. Yeah. Oh my god, why can I not pick these cards up? Thank you. Judgment, Five of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. Yeah. I think a lot of you guys are working right now on a self-sabotaging tactic of self-abandonment. I think for a lot of you in this month of October, Aries, you're going to find that the ways in which you are self-abandoning, the ways in which you are running away from yourself are very obvious. They're very clear to you. And I feel like with Judgment and the Five of Pentacles, it almost begs the question of, why am I abandoning myself when I should be abandoning something else, when I should be walking away from something else here? Again, Eight of Cups, walking away. Judgment is a large decision, some sort of judgment call, if you will. And then the Magician in the reverse is like confusion about what you're trying to get, what you're trying to manifest here. Yeah. It's, again, it's just like, wait, there's a song playing for me right now. It's, I believe this is from, I want to say it's Kingdom Hearts. When you walk away, you don't hear me say, please don't go. The tune is like, I'm not a singer. I'm not going to sing it for you. Okay. That just played in my head. So maybe this is a moment to really interrogate the self and be like, why am I abandoning myself? Why am I walking away from myself? Why isn't there, like, why can't I show up consistently for myself right now? That's where it feels like this is leading you to. You know, in the past here, you do have Three of Pentacles. I do feel like for a lot of you guys, there's just such an emphasis here on work. You know, work, which makes sense because, you know, Aries, your card in the Major Arcana is the Emperor, which is in your spread. We will get to it later. The Emperor can be managerial, it can be entrepreneurial, but it's the divine masculine. It's really sitting in that energy of, I'm going to go out, I'm going to do it. You know, the divine masculine is the go-getter. It's the movement forward. Excuse me. And it feels like, coming from the past here, there's been a lot of that for you. You know, I feel like you've done a lot of, I'm going to go out and I'm going to go after it. What else do you have for me, please? Thank you. Oh, okay. I see where I see where this is. Five of Wands, Ace of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. A lot of you tie your worth and your ability to love yourself quite directly to your ability to produce results. With that Eight of Pentacles here, a lot of you guys are dealing with internalized capitalism. This idea of like, I am only as good as the work that I'm doing, or I am only as worthy as the work that I'm putting out. And I feel like with that Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, there's this tie here. It's like inextricable is the word I'm hearing. Tie of, I'm only worthy if I'm producing. And I feel like with the Five of Wands here, a lot of you guys, this is being brought to your attention this month. You're seeing it. It's almost like you're seeing it for the first time in a long time. Yeah, you have Strength at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you're kind of Aries, there's almost this energy here of, again, like kind of clocking in with yourself, checking in with yourself for the first time in what feels like a prolonged time, where you've just been, I almost want to say autopilot here. And now this month you're really checking in and being like, oh shit, like this isn't really helping me anymore. This is actually hurting me. I'm actually hurting my own feelings right now. And I feel like there's this cognitive aha moment here that's really making you, it's making the how do I say this, the struggle, the pattern stand out. It's not just simply blending into the background anymore. You're seeing it and it's standing out, and you're like reaching out to grasp it, right? Because in your near future, you have the Eight of Swords. I think you're also recognizing that if you don't deal with this, Aries, you will be stuck here for a while. You are always going to be stuck in that pattern of, I'm not good enough because X, Y, and Z. I think a lot of you also just assumed this would go away over time. That's like what I'm feeling here. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. I think some of you guys thought you would outgrow this. But with the Seven of Wands in the reverse, it's almost like your guides are here to remind you that there are some problems that we're not gonna, that we aren't gonna outgrow. We have to cognitively work on them and then release them. Also, the name Deborah just came through. I just heard Deborah really loud. Maybe you're Deborah. I don't know. But again, with Temperance, the Seven of Wands in the reverse, and the Wheel of Fortune, it's like an acknowledgement of being in my own way here. You know, it's an acknowledgement of, I thought this would go away and it's not. This is almost like I always talk about the difference between active healing and passive healing. Passive healing is like time will heal all wounds, grief, passive healing. Active healing is like going to therapy, getting grief counseling, seeing a psychologist, seeing a psychiatrist, whatever is best for you. That's active healing, Aries, and it feels like a lot of you guys are recognizing that this issue is only going to be healed through an active form of healing and not a way of, not a healing process of just, oh, it'll happen when it happens, you know? Because even in how you're viewing yourself, you have the Two of Swords. You know that things have to change here. You know that changes have to happen, Aries, and I feel like it's just a matter of you asking yourself and checking in with yourself about, well, what changes have to happen? You know, what's next on the list I'm hearing? Some of you may actually, because I'm seeing someone check off a list, some of you may actually like really like lists and they may work really well for you. And I feel like that's sort of like where you're coming from right now. My nose ring is bothering me. Sorry, I'm not picking my nose, I promise. Yeah, Six of Swords, Nine of Wands, Ten of Swords. I think a lot of you are ready for endings. I think you're ready to let things go. You're ready to let the cycle close. You're ready to move on from it. You know, with the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Wands, I think a lot of you guys have stayed in this because it's comfortable. We talk a lot about that here on this channel, right? We remain in cycles that are uncomfortable for us because we're used to being uncomfortable, or they're painful for us. So there's this sense of the cycle itself is painful and not comfortable, but not changing is comfort. Do you see what I mean here? So you're remaining in a cycle that's hurting you, and you know it's hurting you because you're afraid to change. And in order to see that cycle ended and closed, you have to be okay with going again. It's almost like going against your own brain here is how I want to say this. Going against like the thoughts of comfortability, the complacency, the fear. It's a feel the fear and do it anyway moment, right? We always talk about that as well. And I feel like Aries, that's where you're kind of at right now, you know? I don't feel like necessarily you're not going to do it. It just feels like it's going to take effort from you. But I also think you're kind of fed up. I'm going to be honest with you. I think you're kind of fed up with your own energy right now. Because your superpower is the Eight of Wands. You know, so on one end here, you're aware that communication has to happen. I mean, you have the Tower at the bottom of the deck right now. You're aware that we have to be transparent with this. But then on the other end, again, we're afraid. Fear is only as big as you make it. Okay? Fear gets larger the more we feed it. So a fear that we've fed for a really long time may look like a skyscraper, but a fear that we never feed may look like an ant. Okay? Starve the fear. Give it the almond mom diet, okay? Your fear gets one saltine a day from you. Yeah, Page of Wands, the Sun, and the Four of Swords. I think a lot of you guys, this also comes from the inner child. With the Page of Wands, the Sun, and the Four of Swords, I think for someone here also, you were never allowed to enjoy things. Like, you were never allowed to have fun with anything. It's like you always had to be productive. You could have been a gifted child, is what I'm hearing. Like, you always had to be doing something that was worthwhile, and as a result, it feels like you don't have hobbies now. Like, you don't have things that you enjoy now. Because it's like you can't have a hobby because you're thinking about, well, how do I profit off of that? How do I make money off of that? Or how do I show it off? There's like some sort of like publicness that has to happen as well for you. And I feel like a lot of you guys, again, it's almost like healing the inner child sets you free. We talk about that a lot on this channel as well. But that's the truth here, right? The only person keeping you tied up right now is the inner child, because they've never explored. They've never had fun. They've never had anything of their own. It's always been for the service of other people. Now you get to dismantle that and you get to walk away from that. Because even your hope is the High Priestess. Also your fear. So your fear is that you kind of disconnect from everyone, but your hope is that you listen to yourself. You reconnect with yourself. You move on a more spiritual level, which I do see happening, Aries, but with the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck and the Six of Cups, huge inner child healing has to happen. Huge, huge, huge. Ten of Pentacles is the family unit. Six of Cups is the childhood. Okay? This is like really, really big, dismantling a system that you were given from a very, very young age. I keep seeing, like, painting. Some of you need to, like, get into some physical form of getting the trauma out. Maybe that's painting, drawing, whatever that is. But you have to figure out a way to expunge it from yourself is the word I just heard. And for some of you, that's going to come through painting. You have 5 cards just fell out. The Tower, the Page of Swords, the Chariot. Okay, yeah, again, a lot of fear of success from childhood again. And then the Five of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. Again, it's like so much emphasis on being successful, being successful, being successful. So then we became successful, and now we're sort of like, okay, now what? Now what do I do? I'm successful, and I'm still not happy. I still don't feel great about it. So then what do? Well, we have to go back to the beginning. We have to start figuring out where it went wrong, how do I reparent, and how do I recover from it? Okay, because the only way you enter back into that emperor sort of planny, healthy energy is by healing the inner child. It's by coming home to the self, re-entering that place of inner power. you know, because even your outcome here is such a beautiful outcome. It's the Sun and the Emperor. So here you are showing up as yourself, but your ultimate self, your most powerful self. If you were a Pokemon, this is your final evolution, right? This is like you showing up as strong as possible to make yourself happy, to give yourself the things that were not given to you as a child. Okay, interesting. Polly Pockets? I don't know. Maybe you were not allowed to have Polly Pocket as a kid. Maybe this is like a Barbie moment. Get yourself a doll or something. But I think that just goes to, again, if you weren't allowed to have it, you're an adult now, Aries. Get it for yourself. Yep. Three of Cups, Empress, Six of Pentacles. Recognizing that your parents may have failed you in one department or another, or your caregivers, whoever this is for you, is an act of self-love. Recognizing that someone did not do the things that they were supposed to do for you is how you start doing it for yourself. Giving back to yourself. Okay? Three of Cups, because no one else is going to do it, Aries. You may be wanting someone else to kind of swoop in and tip the scales in your favor, but that's not happening, babe. We have to do it for ourselves. We have to be the ones to give back to us, and we have to be the ones to reparent us, all right? Let's get you some oracle cards. I'm just cleaning up a little bit. When I read, I'm a very messy reader, and I hate, there's nothing more that I hate than doing a whole reading, and then I finish the reading, and I go to reach for my keyboard, and I can't even get to it, because I have cards everywhere. So, we are all being proactive right now to heal our bad habits, okay? The Oracle deck I'm using today is the Oracle of the Healing Waters by Rebecca Campbell. It's an absolutely fabulous deck. Let's see what she has for you. Rebecca Campbell, she has really just amazing decks. So if you are looking for a deck, I am not affiliated with her in any way, shape, or form. I just really love her decks. They're all great. They're all bangers, if I'm being honest. All right, Aries. Let's see. What's the advice for Aries, please? For October? Advice for Aries, please? One more, please. Thank you. Perfect. All right. We've got the ripple effect. Part of something bigger. Details are taken care of. This card always reminds me that even if you can't see them, Aries, your guides are always working to help you. Always working in the subtle realms for you, okay? You've got Lady of the Lake. New beginnings. Something is about to happen. If you want a new cycle to begin, Aries, you have to be open to it. You have to open your arms up to the cycle, okay? And then making waves. Momentum is building. It's your time and achievement. All right, babes? You've absolutely got this, Aries. You really do. It's just a matter of tweaking a few things to work for you, okay? Aries, that is your reading. That is your monthly forecast. That's what I have for you guys. I hope this reading resonated. I hope it was helpful. If it did resonate, if you do resonate with my style of reading, I would really appreciate it if you would consider liking and subscribing. We are on the way to 200 subscribers, which is super exciting. If you guys would like to interact with me on a live basis, I do go live 3 days a week on Twitch. You can find me Wednesday and Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST, as well as Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. EST. There is also a Discord server you can join if you would like to. It is a wonderful community of people, very supportive, very uplifting. It's also where I post all of my updates about stream schedules, just my life in general. That's all on the Discord server. So if you would like that link, let me know in the comments below. I'll get that link to you. Or stop by on Wednesday. One of the mods is always posting it. So, Aries, I will leave you with this. I hope you guys have a fabulous morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is for you. And I will catch you guys in the next video, okay? Bye.